Selling options further away from the stock price seems like a safe play. Further out of the money means less risk, right? Well, not always. The problem is that the added distance can carry a completely different risk profile once the volatility changes. In this Options Jive segment, we'll walk through why delta is a better risk assessment tool than strike distance and how it keeps your trades consistent in different market conditions. Stay tuned. This research helps your trades do what you expect.
Why use delta and not the width of the strikes? We're going to talk about delta of strangles here. So we use delta as a key metric to describe the risk of a strangle. So when we talk about strangles here, when you're going to a 5 delta, it's a roughly 2 standard deviation range that you cover. When you look at a 16 delta option on either side, it's a roughly 1 standard deviation. When you go to that 30 delta, you're about a half a standard deviation for that strangle. The real question is, though, why do we use delta, not the width of the strikes when we mention strangles? It's just a real easy way to kind of point you towards, because the width isn't always going to be the same. Delta, it's the same across multiple different underlyings. 10 delta is 10 delta across the board, whereas a $10 difference in call and put is going to be way different in a $200 stock compared to a $20 stock. So we always use delta to describe where our options are relative to the underlying stock. So the next slide here, delta is an efficient way to approximate the current theoretical probability of an option that an option will expire in the money. So when you sell a 10 delta option, it has about a 10% probability of being in the money at expiration. There's a buffer there in terms of like loss. It's not just being in the money doesn't necessarily mean loss. It means that that option is going to be at least a penny in the money. And so there is still a variable. A 10 delta option is going to have a higher than 90% probability because you're collecting premium on that option as well. A 16 delta strangle, for example, will always have a 68% chance of being profitable. Again, this is across any underlying. So just using the delta is going to give you an idea of those probabilities. So the delta of a strangle is dynamic and changes throughout its life cycle. So here we give you a little bit of a difference in the profitability and the ROI on strangles relative to implied volatility. We've talked many times over the last 15 or so years. High volatility allows you a lot more premium, higher probability of success. You're further out of the money. You're going to collect more premium. These are all positives for you. And you can see that across both these examples here. Higher volatility is good. Those occurrences are much fewer. We talked about this kind of yesterday about mean reversion of volatility being quicker than price. A lot of times that value that you sell is going to contract a lot quicker than the delta exposure that you have in terms of like the directional move in the underlying themselves.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about, I know they're looking at a strangle right now, but like a straddle. Yeah. Like it's always going to have delta to it. Where your strangle is always going to have delta to it also, but it's not going to move quite as much, not nearly as much as a straddle, the same at the money strikes would. And that's why we like to go to a strangle when we're putting on trades typically.
Yeah.
Both work, but the delta doesn't move around as much.
So getting into more visuals, these are some really cool visuals here. So IV matters more than the strike selection in determining profitability. High volatility tells you that you're getting paid more to take that risk, all else being equal. 10% out of the money stands out as the top performer with the best all-around metrics. And this is a little bit subjective, right? I mean, we're looking this agnostically. You have to kind of measure your own risk tolerance. Volatility, the change in volatility. Like yesterday, we were looking at 30-ish delta options because you wanted to capture some of that volatility. This is looking at a wide data set. Low volatility, that's obviously where we try to limit position sizing, cut down position sizing. We talk about using a lot less capital when volatility is low. That's because, the risk reward, it skews against you as volatility contracts. Bigger losses come from tighter strikes. So, obviously if you're further out of the money, those options are going to be higher probability. You have to have bigger moves. The big problem comes when you're comparing them apples to apples. Like if you look and you say, okay, well, I could sell 130 delta or 6 or 7 5 deltas. That's where you get yourself in a pickle. When you're talking about just 1-to-1, obviously further out of the money options are going to have less risk. The problem becomes when you size those similarly. And when you have these big moves, the options become meatier. This is like what you're looking for. And you can see it in all of these metrics here. Volatility is going to help you. Being further out of the money is going to help you from a tail perspective, but it's all a game of risk and reward here.
Beautiful.
So 16 delta is kind of the sweet spot when we talk about risk and reward. I mean, somewhere between that 10 and 30 delta, it's kind of all the same. And you'll see this all of these are very similar. There's not like a huge, you can't look at any of these charts and be like, okay, well, that one is way, way better than the others. They all have their drawbacks and
sure,
they're all kind of in line together here. Higher delta is going to get you higher premium. Further out of the money, you're going to be a higher probability of success, but you have less reward there. So there's always the risk reward, the gimme and the gotcha. But
the premium collected obviously by IV level, that bottom row on the left, farthest left. That shows you the amount of premium you're getting. You're basically, which you would expect, getting a double from 15 to 30 when volatility goes higher. So it's just math. Everything is proportional. What you can't show right here is like when you get a volatility contraction of 5% like you have today. This is what we talk about taking advantage of high implied volatility. You got a 5% move in volatility right now. You had a 9% move in volatility all day yesterday. Even the S&Ps are up 34. They were down 134 on a 9% move. You've gotten 1/3 or less, the 1/4 or 5th of the move, and you've got volatility contracting by 50%. Big move.
Yeah.
Relative.
And that's what we're playing for. That's
yes.
why
Yes, which you can't see in that chart that they're showing right there, the next day kind of move. Anyway, yes. Continue.
So just more further to put this point out there, the reason we use delta is because fixed width isn't the same across multiple underlyings. If I told you that I'm $10 out of the money on a put, it doesn't, the context isn't there because you don't know if it's a $500 stock or a $20 stock.
Or if there's skew. It could have a 50 delta being $10 out of the money, which you would never
look
expect.
At silver or gold. That we were looking at the calls yesterday where at the money calls were like a 55 delta. That's not, it's not incorrect. It's just that the pricing, it skews the distribution higher. And so you have to, using delta is the only way to compare apples to apples.
Yeah.
A 5 delta option in Apple versus a 5 delta option in Tesla, that's twice the size. They have the same probability. They're going to be the same probability, and they're the same relative risk in terms of those probabilities. So the same, position, so to speak. So we're always using delta as a way to put everything to a common denominator.
All right, beautiful.
Couple takeaways here. So using delta to pick out your strangle strikes is an all-in-one solution that takes into account all the necessary variables to provide the premium that accurately reflects the probability of success. So again, it measures apples to apples. When you're a 5 delta in Tesla, 5 delta in Apple, they're the same probability. As volatility increases, so does your delta. So further out of the money options have larger deltas than they do in lower volatility. This is why we look for higher volatility underlyings. If your 5 delta option is $10 out of the money when volatility is at an IV rank of 20, when it goes to 40, it's going to be double that out of the money. And it's still the same probability of risk. That's the thing, is that it seems like more risk in the moment because markets are going down, things are getting crazy, tweets are being launched. Those are existential things. The probabilities themselves are the same. And so, that's why we look for high IV environments, because 5 delta is 5 delta. Thanks for sticking with us. The market doesn't stop, and neither should you. The next video builds on what you just watched. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch tastylive. Click through our next video to continue learning.